A number of journalists and accounts who have covered Twitter and its new CEO, Elon Musk, have now been banned or suspended from the platform. In a series of tweets, Musk said that sharing real-time locations of people on Twitter without consent is now forbidden. He said that some journalists had broken those rules and were essentially giving out assassination coordinates. The sudden suspensions come after Musk banned an account which tracked his private jet, as well as an alleged stalking incident, which Musk said affected his family in Los Angeles. Joining us now for more on this is Ritesh Kotak, tech and cybersecurity expert. Ritesh, good to have you on the program. A lot of people talking about this today because, you know, Twitter's a place where journalists share news and the latest that is happening in the world around us. So what's your reaction to this story?
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that it's actually come down to this, the fact that he's gone out and banned. Now, it's a temporary suspension. I shouldn't use the word ban. It is a temporary suspension, 7 days. Now, some journalists saying that the messages that they're getting is more of a permanent ban on the platform. But this is kind of scary. You have literally one individual that's making a decision on who can be in what he calls the digital town square, where we're supposed to have open and free dialogue. This in itself is very scary and sets a really scary precedent moving forward. It's kind of an attempt to tell journalists, don't cover these stories or you will be banned from this very powerful platform.
Does Musk in any way have a point here? He accuses the journalists and this account that tracks the movements of his jet of doxing. So does Musk have a point when it comes to whether or not there should be limits on the kind of information that's available on Twitter?
Okay, so if we look at this holistically, putting personal information or doxing, so doxing is when you publish personal information with essentially a malicious intent, that should definitely be banned on the platform. I think we can all agree to that. But what did these journalists do? They didn't do that. They didn't put out personal information. They literally talked about the account that was tracking him. It's important to know that the jet that he's talking about, this is open source information. So if you have a little bit of information, you know where to look, you're actually able to track the jet yourself. This isn't somebody using nefarious technology. This is open source related information. So yes, doxing is bad. But in this case, did these reporters dox him? No, they literally linked to an account that was putting out publicly available information.
So the EU has now come out saying, the commissioner, Vera Jourova, saying that the EU's new Digital Services Act requires the respect of media freedom, threatening sanctions on Musk for his actions against these journalists. What do you think we could see happen here?
Yeah, so clearly there's going to be a conversation that's going to happen. There's other things that are happening as well. The Trust and Safety Council was removed. This is not something that Twitter is going ahead with. There's been a lot of questions around content moderation on the platform. Even the platforms where you find these apps, such as the App Store and Google Play, could we see something coming out of that? So I think there's a very serious conversation that has to happen. Should one person have this much power? What are the consequences for doing these things? And what are the processes? Okay, draw a line in the sand, but make these policies publicly available. Make sure that they're equally applied to all individuals. It doesn't seem like that's happened today, and there's going to be some conversations and potential consequences for these actions.
And Ritesh, just finally here, I mean, when we saw Elon Musk initially take over the company, we saw this giant exodus of employees, even users on the platform saying, hey, I'm not going to stick around anymore. Given where things are headed right now, what you're seeing from the company at this point, do you think people should still be on the platform? What's your personal take on that?
So I am personally on the platform. I think people are definitely haven't left in mass numbers, which a lot of people thought may happen. Clearly, you know, you look at advertising numbers as well. I think clearly there is a problem here that needs to be fixed. So whether you stay or you leave, it's a personal decision. But with these types of actions, if advertising dollars start leaving, if there's volatility on the platform, then people are going to start to look for alternatives. But on the flip side, there really isn't any real alternative like Twitter being the digital town square that it actually is.
Okay, Ritesh Kotak, tech and cybersecurity expert. Always a pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.